Hey guys, thanks for stopping by for another video here at All I See is W. In today's video, I'd like to dive deep and share with you the latest updates with Bitcoin, what my price prediction is. I'll also dive deep and share with you one Bitcoin mining stock, that is Riot Platforms, ticker RIOT, what my price prediction is in the year 2025, as well as sharing with you the latest updates. We'll go through fundamental updates, and as you stay through the rest of the video, I'll share with you my technical analysis, what my price prediction is. Now, if you're new to this channel, first off, I would really love the support with a subscribe, a like to this video. And I hope that you continue to follow me through this journey here. Now, let's get started. Today, we're seeing Bitcoin hovering at that healthy consolidation price. It's right below the $100,000. We're still consolidating. It's been 3 months since it's gone up to that 90,000 threshold. We've seen Bitcoin go up above 100,000 multiple times here. Just with all of the news that's been going around, we've been hearing a lot about the strategic Bitcoin reserve. There's states trying to adopt Bitcoin Reserve, and now there's even Bitcoin Reserve proposals that could generate 23 billion in buying demand, excluding pension fund acquisitions. North Carolina now considers investing state funds in Bitcoin related products, signaling significant gains in Bitcoin institutional acceptance, potentially impacting state level Bitcoin reserves. And we're seeing that now Hong Kong has Visa acceptance. We hear Costco even installing Bitcoin ATMs. I mean, all of this is really changing all around the world. Global game theory is really kicking in. And what does that mean? That's only going to drive the demand for Bitcoin to go up. And as a result, the prices will go up. We continue to hear BlackRock, the biggest financial institution buying up Bitcoin, even MicroStrategy, MSTR buying up Bitcoin. And all of that's really going to drive price of Bitcoin up, along with retails now attracted to hedging and having their investments allocated to Bitcoin, not only just in the stock market, but what does this all mean? I mean, just looking at the price, I'm forecasting that the reason why Bitcoin price, we're still in this accumulation phase. You look at this rainbow chart here, it tells you that based on historical data, especially with post-halving event, now with the recent halving past us, we're not even like a year out from that halving event yet. So we're still in that accumulation phase. Bitcoin is still relatively cheap because as we see Bitcoin ramp up, reaching its RSI of like 80 plus, we're going to see Bitcoin in this bull cycle get up to that, that yellow, orange, and red hue. So we haven't even got there yet. So we're still in that early phase of this Bitcoin bullish cycle. I'm forecasting that as we head into like March, April, we could very well see Bitcoin price break through that 100, 150,000 barrier. We're still in that healthy consolidation phase right now, which is why we don't see much price action, but that's the key indicator. I think eventually strategic Bitcoin reserve, once we see more adoption with states actually buying Bitcoin as well as countries, implementing new changes, that's really going to drive up the price. And as a result, we'll start seeing this rainbow here where the line starts going into the yellow, orange, and red zone here. But I do think that in 2025, Bitcoin price is forecasted to reach 200,000. We've heard Cathie Woods just announce come 2030, Bitcoin price is going to be $1.5 million. So that's going to be coming up. And, can you imagine how much the price of like Riot platforms would be? Let's take a look at just Bitcoin treasuries here. So we're looking at the public companies here around the world that have the most amount of Bitcoin. Obviously, MicroStrategy here, they've been in the game for so long, the last 5 years, buying up Bitcoin. They're at 478,000. The company behind MSTR is Mara Holdings here at 45,000. We have Riot Platforms here at 18,000. So they're the top number three company right now. Tesla is right behind them. They've increased their HODL count from 10,000 to 11,000. So Tesla continues to buy Bitcoin as well. But I think that there's a healthy disparity here between top three here. You look at top four, top five, you see that, that big race right now trying to get to top four. But I think these top three companies here have well positioned themselves with that HODL count, big HODL count, big hash rate, especially with like Mara and Riot. And, potentially we might hear a big client deal with Riot Platforms. So that's going to be really big news. Let's take a look at this posting from Riot Platforms that was announced yesterday here. So Riot Platforms announces changes to its board of directors and provides update on the formal evaluation of AI HPC uses. So we heard, several weeks back that Riot is, considering to tap into HPC AI, leveraging its remaining um, 600 megawatt capacity at Corsicana facility for potentially pivoting into AI. So the fact that we've heard about Stargate, $500 billion ink deal between SoftBank, Oracle, and other clients with, OpenAI, this really increases the demand for the United States to be the powerhouse for Bitcoin as well as AI. So now Riot has brought into their board of directors Jamie Leverton, who was previously the CEO of Hut 8, Doug Moulton, who has experience from Meta and Microsoft, just being an engineer there and having experience in data centers. That's going to be huge upside, with that expertise, along with Michael Turner, who's an expertise in real estate asset. I think, that with the power of these three here, now part of the board of directors, I think that's really going to help, focus on that strategic direction to efficiency and effectiveness when it comes to AI HPC conversion with real practical experience in data center and real estate experience. So this is really big news here. Riot also now is partnering up with Evercore, Northland Capital to lead the engagement with potential AI HPC partners following increased inbound interest. So if there's any news with, Stargate partnership, we've heard that, even with like Cypher mining, SoftBank invested into Cypher $50 million for partnership. Can you imagine if Riot Platforms gets a deal with like SoftBank, Stargate, or even an HPC AI client? I think that's going to really drive up the price. And I really like this posting here. The team is all in place. All we have to do now is ink a deal, big hash, big HODL, big HPC AI deal, something no other miner will have all three. So big bullish comment. Look at my posting here that I posted today. So Riot just got expertise from Hut now on the board. Everyone saw Hut 8 as a workhorse in 2024. You know what that means for Riot Platforms. And here's just an image, just that I also posted here. So, just with the analysts here, strong buy, analyst price target, you have max $23, $18, min $13. But I do think that this is on a conservative level here, just with analyst rating from Webuilt here. But I do think that, the price of, just going up to like $18, $20, that could happen very soon with the blink of an eye in this quarter alone. Let's take a look at this posting here on X. Huge call activity in Riot lately, along with heavy selling of $15 iron puts. Miners are right around the corner of a quick 50, 75, 100% gain. Stay patient. So, this person has iron at plus $20, Rye at plus $18. The moves will be quick and catch a lot off guard. Will likely happen in a 7 to 10 day period. So, I think that this is a very bullish comment, and I'm definitely with this price forecast here, just in the near term alone. Now, most of you are wondering, what my analysis is when we look at the technicals, but let's look at the seasonals here. It really gives us a gauge indicator for how the company's stock performs on a year-to-year perspective. But the key takeaway here is that we see inverse performance. every other year here. So, for example, 2020, we saw that big candlestick run up, where Riot went up close to 1,300%. What happened the following year? A huge drop off. 2021, although it was still in the positive here, but 35% versus 1,300%. So a big drop off. What happened after that? 2022 was a big year where all of those gains from 2020, 2023 was wiped out with 85% loss. But what happened after that? The stock price, went relatively low, but you see here, 2023 was a year where it outperformed 2022, 359%. So definitely an inverse performance. But what happened after 2023 of outperforming? You see inverse performance of minus 34% in 2024. So what does that tell us as we base it off of historical data? The fact that 2024 was an underperforming year, which we saw with the miners, even though Bitcoin price reached all-time high, we're expected to see Riot in this case perform what we currently see based on, the data points we've collected so far in January and February. We see an upside here of 17%. So definitely following the historical patterns based on seasonality here. But the key takeaway here, I think, is as we progress through the year, I do think that the blue here, it's going to be somewhere between the purple and the red here. I'm thinking 3 to 5x from where the price is. So there you have it. Seasonality is really going to show where we're going to be, in this year alone, just based on historical trends. Let's take a look at this other technicals indicator that I've drawn out here. So what we see here is, today the share price went up by about close to 10%. We've been seeing some fluctuations in the near term, especially with November. At one point, it was like at $9. It ramped all the way up to $15. We saw some multiple occurrences of reaching, plus 14, $13. But I do think that we're just in this, bullish channel here where I do think that at one point we're gonna, in Q1, we're gonna see that run up to retest that $20. What we saw, previously $20 was reached back in, July of 2023. I do think that we're gonna, retest that. But you see this yellow line here, that support during 2023 was 940. Where we currently are here is at that, $12 range. We recently were at that $10. So similar support to what we saw back in 2023 before that big candlestick run up to $20. But I do think that we have that 70, 100% upside in the near term. It could happen very quickly. That's the thing with these type of stocks here. But I think as we head into, April timeframe, heading more towards, the later phase of 2025, as the Bitcoin price starts reaching all-time high, where it gets up to 150, 200,000, I do think that we're going to see that upside where, we're going to see that 3 to 5x potential. So, we could very well break through that $30 range here. And what we've seen, with the 2021, the prior bull cycle, it ran from like single digits all the way up to $80. But I do think that that upside, that 3 5x here, at least breaking through that $30 threshold is very achievable, especially given the fact that seasonality, underperformance last year when mostly everyone expected, Riot to outperform, given the fact that Bitcoin price did so well. However, because we saw underperformance last year, we're expected to see overperformance this year, which is what we've seen so far already. Just with a double-digit upside gain year to date. But I do think that with so much going on right now with Riot's big hodl, their big hash rate, and a potential big time deal that's going to be coming up, along with their earnings report that will be announced in the next couple weeks here, towards end of February. I think we're going to see some potential huge run-ups here from a near-term and long-term perspective. So there you have it. I hope that you found this video valuable. Let me know what your predictions are, where you're watching, and if you have any questions, please leave it in the chat below.